Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth lecture in the series in which we are making the Notes app. And in the previous video we have completed the UI of the AddNote screen, and in this video we will complete the view model for this AddNote screen. So for that we will go to our AddNote package and here add a new class, AddNote ViewModel, and view model, and in this screen we have two properties. One is the title of the screen and the other one is the description of the screen. So we have our two data member here, and description, and next is whenever user type anything in here, type data in both fields, and when user press on back button on this button, what we will do is we will save the note and also navigate user back to the main screen. So for that let's say we make a method back icon on click, create the object for the note model. Let's say we get note model ID would be -1, and description, and next is we want to navigate back, so we will navigate back with this information. Let's say save a note and navigate back, and we will do these things like there are few events that we receive from the UI, that is when user tap on it, when user type text in this one, then we will retain that text information in our UI, and when user press back button, then we will pass this title and description information to the view model by using this click. So for that we will pass the information like title string, description string, and store that in title and description. Okay, and saving the note, right now we have our list in our home screen view model, which is here. So we will pass our object in this previous screen and add it in here. So and the next thing is navigate back. To navigate back we need to go back to our previous screen and implement the navigation stuff. So currently we will do this part later, and first of all let's do the let's integrate the view model with our UI. And as we are retaining actually at this point we will store our information in our view model directly whenever user type anything in it. So for that we have a method in here named as on value change. We will define a method here, title on value change, and which contains value, and we store that information in our title. Same goes for the description. Value, and we will update this method, call this method in here view model, title on value change and passing the text in it. Actually I just want to rephrase that in the video I have mentioned that we will retain this title, actually retain this title and description in the UI part only, but then I remember that we are using view model to retain our data, because view model is a data holder class which contains our data as well as the business logic to do different kind of operations on that data and reflect the information on the UI for the user. So we will store our title whenever user type anything, and we also need to present the title when user have changed anything. So for that we will expose a public version of this title, which would be a wall, so the user cannot set accidentally in it. Same for the description, which would be a wall and without underscore, and set the description. So purpose of this making it wall and just removing this underscore from this description is that we are exposing the public variant of this description and title text, because in the UI we don't want to allow anyone to change this variable directly from the UI. Although as a developer I am working on this project, I do know that I cannot change I only change this title from the view model, but if we expose it like this and use it directly in our UI, then it is possible that currently I'm working on this project, but in future if there is any other developer working on the project, then it might possible that at some point he accidentally set the value of this one, and it will become when the project scale, then it is become very hard to find these kind of bugs which are due to the making things publicly editable in the UI. So I hope you got my point at this stage. So let's use this public variant of this in our UI. So here we have title, actually there is some mistake at this point, but I'm not mentioning it until we realize in our implementation while we are seeing the behavior of the app while running. Okay, and use the title here and description here. and description on value change 8, and on back icon we want to call the method, so for that we will call clickable method, and back icon on click, and we will remove this parameters here because we are passing the title and description information to the view model using these methods. Okay, and next is whenever user tap on this one, then we want to verify that is the node information actually okay, I think it's okay. So let's see the in logs that we are seeing the correct information in the back button press. First of all, let's run the app in the physical device, but at this point we won't run directly, we won't run this UI in the preview mode, but we will run in the complete app, and for that we also need to go to our main activity, and here for time being we will comment this home screen and add note, call add note screen. I think I need to refactor this as a note screen, so shift F66. Okay, and we have called this in our main activity, and let's run it on physical device and see the effect. Okay, so our app is running at this point, and let's type some text here, but it's not showing any effect. So let's verify that is our own title. Let's verify that is our this method is calling when we type anything. So in this we will show a log and say it like title is equal to title, and provide a tag for it, log t tag. Okay, and then now let's run it again, and log apply filter, add note, okay, so as we are typing anything, text is not going in our input field. So what could be the issue? So the issue is that whenever we type anything, that information should be shown here, and on value change we are passing this on our view model, right? But at this point this text field won't get any value because this title is not reflecting that information in our text field. So what we need to do is we need to make this title as a state flow. Okay, this is because we here we need to apply the observer pattern. Let's say whenever any data changes, then we want to reflect that information in the UI. So to apply the observer pattern in Compose, we will use state flow. By default it would be empty, and it should be editable, so we will use mutable state flow at this point. And we want to expose the public variant of that, so mutable state flow at this stage, and expose the immutable version of that. So for that we will use as state flow, and we will collect this in our UI side as collect as state, and in here we will use title dot value, and now let's run it here as well. We will have title dot value and title dot value, and now let's run it again and see the effect. Okay, so now let's type in some here, and it's showing here, and if we see the logs, and then it's also showing actually it's not, it should be showing title dot value. So we also see in our logs that effect that whenever user is typing anything, that thing is reflecting in our UI as well as in our logs. So the next thing is we need to do the same thing for the for our description text. So this time we will do it in a shorter way. Let's say don't define type, mutable state flow with empty, and the public variant of this one is as state flow. Fix these errors, dot value and dot value, and we need to remove this type from here. And the next thing is we also need to collect this as state, and in the description we have description dot value, and now run it again. Okay, so our title is working, description is working, and then now the next thing is when user click on back, then we want to navigate back. So for save the node and navigate back. So in our current state, as we haven't implemented the repository or data layer yet, so we will pass our object to the previous screen and store that information in the list which we have in our home screen view model. So for that, first of all, there is an this is an event that we are sending from our view model to our UI. So for that we need to define events, what kind of events we want to send from the view model to UI. So for that we will create a shield class here named as event, which is data class navigate back, which contains node, which is a node model, and this one, and we define an event flow here. So private wall event mutable state flow. So there is a difference between this mutable state flow and shared flow. We will, as we are creating node app in this series, so I won't go depth of these two things, but the basic overview is that mutable state flow is a hot flow, and it contain at least one value at a time, and mutable shade flow is a cold flow, and it is only emit values when there is any it only exists in memory when there are any collector that are listening to that shade flow. So this is the brief overview of that. So we will use shade flow for this purpose. So event, and expose a public variant, which would be an immutable, and in here what we will do is emit event and pass the node model in that, and actually we need to pass event dot navigate back and pass the node model in that, and then there is an error saying that this emit is a suspend function, so we need to call this in within a suspend function, as we cannot make this function as suspend function because we will call this method from our UI. So what we were gonna do is view model scope dot launch and move it in here, and as this navigation will be done on the main thread or UI thread, so we will use dispatcher main for that. And okay, so now we are sending this event from our view model to UI. So the next part is we need to listen these events on the UI side and do appropriate actions against each event. So we have view model scope dot event collect latest. We have our event here, so we will do a when condition in here event and plus alt enter and add remaining branches, and against that we need to call navigate back method. So let's first fix this error here. So here it's still mentioning that we have a suspend function here, and we will need to call this in a suspend function. So for that we have launched effect. There are a few side effect functions for the compose, and one of them is this launched effect method, which have coroutine scope in it. So we will call this launched effect and pass a value in it, which can be true, 1, or anything which will. So the purpose of this key is that whenever this key will change. First let me cut this code and paste in here. So the purpose of this key is that whenever that key will be changed, then the body of this launch effect will be triggered. In our case, what we were gonna do is that whenever user will land on this node screen, then this collect latest method will be triggered, so it will be listening the events which will be coming from our view model. So we only want this load effect to trigger this body once to start our collector. So for that we will pass a true value to this key, so it will only trigger once, and after that whenever there is any event come from the view model, then the collect latest method callback will be triggered, and the appropriate action will be performed against that event. So in our case we want to navigate back and pass the method not model. So in here we will, for our AddNote screen, we will create a lambda function here, lambda function or higher order function, name it as not model, like this, and okay, and same for the preview, and also reflect that change whenever we are calling. So we are calling this in our main activity as well. So in main activity we will use navigate back, and to verify that we are getting our object in here, what we will do is we show a log, limit as navigate back, and show our model here, and also define the log t. Okay, so this is it. We have completed the flow. So let's run it and see it on our device. Okay, so let's type anything in here and in here as well, and we name it a description, and press on back button. Actually we haven't done any navigation yet, so we just want to verify that this back button, the event is traversed back to our this state where we have called this screen. So see in the log main activity, and we have our navigate back method which is triggered, and this is our node information, title, description. So this is it for this video. In this video we have create the view model for our node screen and do the integration with the UI. So in the next video we will complete this navigation flow and update the newly added node in our list which we are representing in our main screen. So this is it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comment or feedback regarding this video, so please do let me know in the description below. Thank you for watching again. Bye.